We're live. I'm late. Sorry. Got a bit carried away with some of the things I've been doing today. So I was all prepared to be ready on time. Something else happened and I ended up doing that. Okay. So, but I'm here. That's the most important thing. Let me just go live on Instagram. We're live. Okay. Hello. Welcome back. Day 27. Recognizing when a hoof care pro, HCP, gets it wrong. Wow. Now, that's interesting, isn't it? I'm Lindsay Setchell. Welcome to day 27 of my Phoenix Way mini live challenge. And today we're talking about this important issue of recognizing when a hoof care pro gets it wrong. Now, here are a few problems. Number one, oftentimes the hoof care professional themselves doesn't know they're getting it wrong, or they might not be entirely convinced that what they're doing is right, but they're going to do it anyway because that's what they've been taught. And they don't see, well, whatever. More about that in a minute. Or the owner suffers too because they don't know whether the hoof care pro is getting it right because they don't know what is right and what is wrong. And you're continually bombarded with all these different methods, which are all based on subjective perception and personal preference trimming. They're not based on the horse's constants and the natural parameters at all. So now we have this big melee of issues, these problems that can't be sorted out because there's this big mixing pot of misunderstanding. And as horse owners, you rely heavily, don't you, on your hoof care pro, whether that be a trimmer or a farrier. You rely heavily on them to keep your horses sound and healthy. You rely heavy on them, and we've talked about this over reliance on hoof care professionals before. And a lot of the time, not just sometimes, not just occasionally, but a lot of the time, mistakes happen. And those mistakes are rife, but they're not always meant, of course. I don't think anybody actually picks up a horse's foot and plans on causing harm. I don't think anyone ever thinks that. But if you're not furnished with all the correct information, and you certainly haven't based your training on what is natural for the horse, then every single time you pick up that horse's foot, you are likely to cause problems. If you're not aligning to the horse's natural parameters, the natural constants, you will not get it right. But how do you know as an owner how to recognize when something isn't quite right? That's a crucial part, isn't it, of advocating for your horse? So let me know in the comments. Have you ever felt unsure about the work that's been done on your horse's hooves? Have you wanted to ask questions? Had it look wrong? Were you expecting different answers? How do you spot potential issues, and how would you address them constructively? Okay, so let's do some shout outs. So many of you here. This is what I get for being behind. Loads of you. Connie Twa, hello everyone. Hi, Heather Swithenbanks here. Hi everyone. Been a lovely sunny day here. Pony's drying out nicely. Wonderful. Nice to see. It's been horrid here. Sunshine. Hello everyone. Camilla's here. Hi everyone. We've got a tiny amount of snow. I'm in Sweden. It's probably gone tomorrow. Really? I imagine Sweden to be covered in snow. Stella says, good morning, all. Lovely day here, but back to 40 degrees Celsius tomorrow. Get the fans out. Marianne Caffrey says, hello from the UK. Feels like storm number 72, and January has been 100 days long. Wish my ponies were drying off, but they're more likely to take off. Ooh, that a flying horse I see up there. It's not funny, is it? It's horrendous. Winter's horrendous. Hi, everyone, says Sarah. Lovely to see you. Louise is here. Good afternoon, everyone, from Timmins, Ontario. School's cancelled because of a bad storm. Good day to watch previous lives today. Hey, see? Marvellous. Georgie Williams is here. Hi, all. Deanna's here. Good, fabulous morning from Washington State. Patiently waiting for dates, location for US tour. I know. It's coming together. We are just... It's nearly there. But we don't want to run before we can walk, because we've got to secure cadaver legs. But it's looking like... This is what it's looking like. It's not going to be South Carolina. it is going to be Maryland. It's going to be Bowie. I know I want to say Bowie. For everybody else that's not American, spelled Bowie, but it's Bowie. In Maryland near Washington, D.C. That's going to be one place. And the second place is going to be up in Pennsylvania near the border of Ohio, I think. That's probably going to be place number 2 for the workshops. But I like I said, I'm not confirming it yet because we are just making sure that we have got the cadaver legs. Now, it does mean that because we can't get all over the states, people are going to have to fly in to see us or drive. It's entirely up to you, whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm going to do some more shout outs in a minute. Let's have a look. We've got people coming in on Instagram. Kathy Yorkshire Lass, hello. Sarah Finnis Sunrise, the rookie horse owner, is here. Hello. Equist Way of Life is joined. Tally Witherslake is here. The Mald has joined. Equus Way of Life is there. I think I've said that already. Okay. The role of a hoof care professional. Let's see if we can talk about this. Let's see if I can do this in 3 minutes. I want to explain what you need to expect from a good hoof care professional. I think I'm probably teaching you to suck eggs. That's good old English saying, which I'm telling you something you probably already know. But before we get into it, it's important that we spot red flags, right? So let's talk about what a good hoof care professional should be bringing to the table, should be bringing to your horse's hooves. They should be bringing, of course, good experience, knowledge, and skill. They should understand hoof anatomy, balance, functionality, and they should be tailoring their approach to your horse's unique needs. Now, that is your horse's unique needs. Not tailoring their approach to their ideals or what they've been taught that goes against Mother Nature's constants. That is important. So if you've got a hoof care professional, we should be talking to it should be somebody who understands following the horse's natural parameters. Perhaps we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. Collaboration. You've got to have a hoof care professional who is involved with you in the entire process. Perhaps at the beginning, they should be saying, okay, we've got some separation here. The heels have been too high. We've had some compaction. Bars aren't looking good. This is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have this as a process. We're going to take photographs. I'm going to help you along with this process. We're going to talk about it every time I visit. I'm going to be there for you whenever you need me. You just message me, all of those things. They should be able to answer your questions. We've heard it before, haven't we, where people have not been, they've been too scared to ask questions because their hoof care professional grimaces or doesn't actually want them to get involved in the process. Like, it's my job. I don't want you talking to me about it. No, because you're the owner, the person left with that horse for the next 6 weeks or so. So they need to be able to explain what they're doing and why. Ask questions. It's important. So they need to be consistent. They maintain a regular schedule. That is very important. If they say they're going to turn up, they damn well should be turning up. And if they aren't, they shouldn't be telling you the night before, unless this is some complete and utter disaster that's happened, or they've had an accident or anything like that. And they should be taking a very steady, a very balanced approach. Of course, we love that word balance, to hoof care. And you are very much part of that process, as we just said with the collaboration. And they should be people who are used to problem solving. They've seen these problems before, and they're proactive in addressing balance to address issues like cracks. And they should understand, be able to identify lameness. So they should be able to identify whether it's an abscess that's brewing and getting worse, or whether it's a different kind of lameness, what leg they're lame on. They might be bilaterally lame. They might be lame on more than 2 legs. All of those things should be what a good professional is about. They shouldn't be turning up and going, can you trot your horse up for me? And when I see the way that they walk, I think I will adjust my trimming or shoeing to make them walk better. No, run away fast from people who do that. So what about discussing red flags? Let's discuss some that indicate there might be some potential issues with your hoof care professional. Here are some common signs that your hoof care that your horse is receiving might not quite be up to standard. What about a good one that I hear often? Well, every time he comes along or she comes along, because it could be a he or a she, often is either, always is either, of course. Every time my hoof care pro comes along, the horse is lame for 2 weeks 2 weeks afterwards, or 2 days afterwards, or I have to give my horse bute because it's going to be unsound. It's going to be footsore afterwards. What? Any persistent lameness or discomfort that is happening after every single trim is a massive red flag. If your horse is consistently sore after trims or shoeing, what is this indicating? It could indicate over trimming, poor balance, potentially improperly fitted shoes. But shoes isn't what we're talking about, because this is all about, well, we do talk about shoes occasionally, but today we're talking about all of it, I suppose. So that adds into that. Oh, I've just had a few more coming along. Chavanlanders. I'm so hopeless at this. Carlos Serratus here. Genevieve is here, and Cesarotti is here. Good to see you. It's nice to have you along with us. So, what we were talking about? We were talking about persistent lameness or discomfort. That should not be happening. When you are on a rehab with your horse, or even on a maintenance trim with your horse, the horse should be persistently getting better, not worse, after every trim. If your horse, the lameness may remain the same, but it shouldn't be getting worse. And if it happens once at the very beginning, it shouldn't be happening after every session. That's not what should happen. So that's a big red flag. What about imbalances in the hoof? You should be now starting, we talked about this quite a bit, looking at hoof rings. You should be looking for an even growth. What are those hoof rings doing? Are they showing divergent rings, tighter at the front, wider at the back? That is not compression. That is to do with no equilibrium in hoof growth rates. Cracks, are they getting better? Are they grooving them out? Excessive wear, or maybe when you think of excessive wear, you should be actually thinking of excessive growth on the other side that's tipping the foot. Is your hoof care professional looking at the horse's foot from the top and and ahhing and saying, oh, I think that needs something doing to it because it doesn't look balanced? Run away. Run away. You don't want anybody looking at your horse's foot from the top. It's bad. No, anybody that does that, just snigger, pick the foot up and go, now tell me. Don't you dare assess balance from looking at my horse's foot from the top. What about if they're over trimming, or they're making aggressive corrections, taking far too much toe wall off, and you're exposing all the laminae, and you're looking at it going, God, my horse's foot didn't look like that 5 minutes ago. And then they're trying to make every other foot, well, usually the front feet, look the same. Or they're removing far too much frog. These things can make your horse tender, and they can compromise hoof function. What about a lack of communication? If your professional isn't explaining their approach constantly to you, come and look at this. Come and look at this. I know I'm a nerd, but I'm constantly asking people to come and have a look. I want them to be involved in the process. I am so confident with what I do, because I am confident with Mother Nature, that I never feel like I pick up a foot and go, oh God, I don't know what to do here. It never crosses my mind. Or, oh, I don't know how much toe to take. Oh gosh, how much heel shall I leave? I don't know whether to take those bars or not. That never crosses my mind. You should always feel included in the process. They should not be ignoring your horse's needs, right? Every horse has needs. And people say, oh, a one-size-fits-all approach often leads to problems. That's your muscle memory approach. Or I'll change a bit here, or I'll change a bit there, or I'll change a bit this time. The approach that should be happening is to their natural constants. If they scoff at that and they don't understand what that is, again, run for the hills, or try and educate them. Good luck. If they aren't picking up a foot and going, today this horse needs quite a bit of bar removing because the bar is overgrown. Today this horse needs properly balancing. Those things they need to know. And if you know those things, you'll freak them out, because you will have knowledge. Not only does knowledge bring confidence, knowledge will bring better health to your horse. So another great big red flag is absolutely no improvements whatsoever over time. How many times do I hear this? My horse has been in a stable for 12 months, 2 years. Awful, awful. No improvement. My horse has been in and out of various remedial shoe-in packages, in boots, the removed toe, raised heel. Well, I don't have the raising heels, or wedging. All of those things hasn't worked. No improvement. Over 2, 3, 4, 10 years. What? Come on. If you're not getting improvement, then they don't know what they're doing, and they're foxing you a little bit, and that's not true. Horses should improve, and if they're not improving, heaven knows what's happening to P3 inside. So spotting these signs really early can save your horse, of course, from unnecessary discomfort and help you find a better solution. So let's have some more shout out, shall we? I think I got to Uta. Uta, I can't get enough of it. I'm addicted to you. I'm addicted. Is that a song? I will see you soon. Lydia says, hi, everyone. We have a blizzardy day today. Keeping warm, enjoying another mini live. Marvelous. Melanie's here. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful Melanie. It's lovely to see you. Angie Medler's here. Hello from Virginia. Hello, says Vivian. It's good to see you, Vivian. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please like. Maggie Thrussell says, evening all from wet and windy South Wales. I bet it is. Stella says, yeah, like button. I always hit. Keep me going, keep the support going. Come on, guys, we're doing this. We're raising awareness, and we are absolutely changing the face of hoof care around the world. We're making people accountable and responsible, and that is what we need to do. People are bluffing it out there. I tell you that now, bluffing it. Anyway, Pia. Hello, Rapture's here. I just did the survey. Great. Thank you for bringing that up. Please, everybody, will you do the survey for us? Let me just share my screen very quickly. Here it is. Here's the survey. Please take our survey. Are you a horse owner confused about hoof care? You're not alone. We're conducting a survey to understand the challenges and confusion horse owners face around hoof trimming, lameness, and hoof health. You shouldn't be confused, but you are, and we're here to help you. Share your experience and help us improve hoof knowledge worldwide. This survey is completely anonymous. Nobody knows who you are, and it takes just 5 minutes to complete. Well, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. By sharing your experiences, you're contributing to a brighter future for equine hoof health. Just click on it there. No funny clicks. Not going to ask you to do anything. We don't want your email. I don't care about that. All I want is your honest opinions. That's all we want. Thank you for your time and input. It will make a difference. Please share. Please share. Okay, so there it is. Lovely little picture. Help us uncover the truth about hoof care. Take our survey. Currently, that survey has only been live since quite late last night, and we've had nearly 200 responses so far. Let's get those responses even more. Share, folks. Go onto the public page and share it. It's on Facebook. I think I posted it on Instagram, but I don't think you can click on the link, so you have to copy and paste it, I guess. Please share that. Let's get. I want hundreds of responses, because looking at the analysis already, it's not looking good for the hoof care world out there. It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. Okay, let's get back to it. What are we talking about? How do you address if you've got concerns with your hoof care provider? Or with your hoof care, horse's hoof care? How are you going to constructively handle the situation? Because if you suspect that your hoof care pro may be getting it wrong, how do you approach it? You come to the Phoenix group, you post up and go, help, please help. I don't know whether they're getting it wrong. You can do that. You can post up in the group and we can help you. Or you could start a conversation. You could express your concerns calmly, and ask for their perspective. Use observations like, I've noticed my horse has been a little bit more tender. Oh, I hate saying that. After the trims. Oh, God, it feels like it's got to be confrontational. Can we talk about what might be causing it? I'm not blaming you or anything. Not blaming you. Just saying. It's an observation. Could we start? Do you want us a cup of tea? I made you a cake. That sort of thing. Ask questions. don't hesitate to ask why they're making certain decisions. A good professional will welcome your curiosity and explain their approach, because that's what I do all the time. I welcome it. Welcome curiosity. I love curiosity. Now this is a big one, and I tell you about this all the time. You don't rely on your hoof care professional, because most of them won't. You document changes. Take photos of your horse's hooves. Get in the Phoenix group, see the PDF that we have up there that shows you the ideal photographs to take of your horse's hooves, and take them after and before, pre and post trim, so that you can track the progress and you can identify any patterns that are going on. It's not difficult to do. You just got to push yourself to do it. Take photographs. You will regret it if you don't. You could, therefore, publish on the Phoenix group and seek a second opinion, which is great, because that's an important thing to do. Because if your concerns are persisting, it's better to consult somebody else for a fresh perspective. Now, the trouble with consulting other hoof care professionals that are perhaps just doing a different thing but a similar thing, not following Mother Nature's constants, or they laugh at that when you mention it, they aren't the people that you should be consulting. You need to consult somebody who knows about that. And above all, and I think this is probably the biggest thing, can you please trust your instincts? Because you know your horse best. And if something's feeling off, you must not be afraid to advocate for a different approach. And we are always explaining to you in the Phoenix group, this is what we want you to do. We want you to be able to advocate for your horse. We need you to do that. It's so important. But the only way that you can do that is by getting knowledge. And we're not afraid in the Phoenix group of showing rehabbing hooves that look bizarre, because we're not doing aesthetic driven trimming. That's not what we do. What we do is follow the horse's natural constants. And if that looks ugly when a horse is rehabbing, well, that hoof care professional should explain that to you and should explain where you're going with it. If I turn up and I see separation, heels high, that sort of stuff, I say, okay, now, been through this 100 times, 100,000 times, with many, many hooves. This is what to expect. And looky here, I have all of these photographs to show you other horses. If that was me and you'd be going, oh, I feel a little bit more at ease now. I know what's going to happen. And then I turn up to a next trim and go, oh my God, Lindsay, you've got to look at this. Look at the tighter connection coming down. Horse owners would leap up and down and love it, because I'm involving them in the process. And that's what I teach the students to do. And our HMB pros, Gary and I, are forever out there teaching them to always explain everything that's happening. And so we can always address your concerns, and we can always constructively help, therefore. So that is going to ensure the best outcome for your horse, isn't it? While maintaining that professional relationship. So don't be scared. Think about what you need to say. That survey might help with the sort of questions, some of those questions that we're asking you. Might make you think, oh God, I am having problems. We have a question in there that says, have you experienced, and I list a few things like laminitis navicular, hoof cracks, thrush, as a great list. And people, you would be, maybe not, maybe you wouldn't be amazed. Now you know what you know. It's tick, 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 tick. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, where was I? Fam is here. Hello, watching while at work today. Marvelous. Ulrika's here. Hi. Angela Garber. Bonsoir. Hi all. Alexandra Cameron's here. Good morning from New Zealand. Good morning. I'll be there soon. Hello all, says Ali Halfpenny. Therese says hello from Sweden. Fam says thanks to you for informing all of us. Then we have more confidence to stand up to our farriers trimmers and ask more questions. You've got to. And like I said, follow those instincts. And now you see, if you're part of the Phoenix group and you see constantly day after day, you're like, oh my God, you'll soon start getting used to it, because visually exposure to hooves, you start to understand more. That's the way you learn. That's the way that hoof care professionals our hoof care professionals learn, because they're getting exposed to all of these things. And Gary and I will often tell you that actually the foot is very consistent in its pathology and it's very consistent in its rehab. People always go, oh, they're always unique. Well, the wear patterns can be a little bit unique, like our fingerprints, but they're not, they all follow a certain pattern, as we've discussed before. And when they go wrong, they follow a certain pattern. And you know what that's coming from? Usually from the human, because they all follow a certain pattern too. And that's why things go wrong. Anita Pepper's here. Howdy, Phoenix Peeps. Dawn's here. Good evening all. Very wet here. Dawn Jackson's here. Hello, my lovely. Hi all. Alexandra says, unsure as I got more informed. You felt unsure. Yes. Now, there's a revelation. Once you start to know, you can't unknow it. And then you're in a state of, oh, now I feel worse. You're making me feel worse because now I know more. Now I'm getting more worried because it's not looking good out there. It's not looking good down at the bottom of my horse's legs. Ramona's here from Spain. Hello, everyone. Therese says, north of Sweden is covered in snow. Gail, hello. Tilly says, great day to trim today. Woke up to snow in Southern California. Did you indeed? How lovely. Penny's here. Hi, my lovely. Janus is here briefly and then off again. Don't worry, you can catch it later. Sue Mitchell's here. Hi, everyone. Vivian's here. She says, morning to you all. Back in range. Good. I'm glad about that. Dawn says, every farrier I have had over the years, my horses were sore after being trimmed. Are they sore every time you trim now, Dawn? No, of course not. Jane's here. Good evening, Jane. Nice to see you. Dawn says, when they were barefoot trimmed. Right. Marianne Caffrey, too many problems to fit in here. From 3 farriers used before finding my wonderful HMB pros. Mindy Beresy says, I had to let my barefoot trimmer go because I would ask her to take the bars down to the HSP and my horse and mini donkeys always had bar remaining. What's the problem with that, eh? What? It's because they're confused themselves. They don't like it. They go running away from you because you're getting more knowledgeable. They're like, oh, I don't like it. Catherine Brown says, I've had many issues, been fired as a client for asking questions. Incredible. Incredible. Fam says, our mare used to have front shoes. I wanted to go barefoot, as natural is always better. My farrier kept telling me, no way she can go barefoot since she's a thoroughbred. Tried 1 trim cycle barefoot, and that was that. I found a new farrier shortly after. I've learned so much since then. Yes, you will get that all the time. Your horse can't because. Your horse can't grow out that crack because. Your horse has got cracks because. Your horse is impossible for your horse to go bare feet. The feet would fall apart if you took the shoes off. The foot has got the thin sole's terrible. Thin sole's awful. Well, it doesn't help that you keep paring away the sole every time you replace the shoe, or you keep paring away the sole and removing too much toe wall, even if your horse is barefoot. Done now. Erin, the final straw was when our farrier said she wasn't sore after the trim. She was just being a diva who was just being dramatic like her owner. That's not funny, but that's funny. What the? Okay. Ali says, I've completed the survey. Brilliant. Marianne's like, exactly. That's how I feel, Marianne. It's shocking, isn't it? Dawn says, I will do the survey after this live. Fabulous. Alison's here. Alison Franks. After trims with the last trimmer, 3 of the horses uncomfortable for a week each trim. Ooh. I challenged. She had no answers. Blocked discussion. Swapped TPW. No sensitivity since. Have you checked your emails, by the way? I've sent you something. I've sent you a present in your emails, Alison. Jenny Ackerstrom says, hi, very late. I will check later. Dawn says, can we clone you, please? Sadly, no. But, well, you can't clone me, but I've made similar copies of me. Similar, not clones, but similar copies that are going through my wonderful, wonderful students and pros that have gone through 2 years of dedicated, hard work to become the professional that everybody loves and wants and needs. So there we go. Joe Tracy Kirk's here. Good morning, team. Okay. Rassel Naffa Suppose here, V2. I don't know why I do this because literally I don't sound right. Natura Hoof says, hi from Karen Wingereth from Germany. A bit late. Hi, Karen. See you soon. Okay, brilliant. We've got to come to an end now. So today's takeaway from this session. You may think you have the top professional that you've been told is the top professional in the world, the top vet, the top farrier, the top trimmer. But if they have not been taught about the horse's natural constants, they will make mistakes. And it's, like I said, they're not meaning to do it against the horse's natural parameters, but they will. So it's important for you to recognize when your horse's hoof care might need a different person, or at least that conversation. Because if you stay informed and you ask questions and you observe your horse's responses to the trim, you will then make sure that they're getting the care that they deserve. So for today's mini challenge, again, take another close look at your horse's hooves, especially pre and post trim. Take photos, reflect on their recent care. If it's been a little while ago, the trim, are there any signs that things might not quite be right? Is everything looking balanced and healthy? If you don't know what that means, then you need to get yourself on the challenges. I heard somebody say today that they weren't sure whether the challenges would give them any more information than watching all the lives. Well, we cover a lot of stuff in the lives, but we don't centralize it into one cohesive thought, which is the challenges. And those challenges will get you into a mindset. This is 30 minutes, off you go, you go into something else, but those challenges will get you into a mindset and will make you accountable and responsible. And you also get to see us when you hit the 10-day challenge and you get on a group session, personalized to you and your fellow 10-dayers. And if you do the VIP, you get a personal session with me or Gary, and that session goes on for as long as it needs to be. So that's why it's important to do the challenges. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope that these sessions are giving you the tools to assess your horse's hoof care and advocate for their well-being, because it's important. If you found today's session helpful, here we go. Here's the spiel. Here it comes. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow. Stay connected. Stay connected, people. Remember, advocating for your horse. It's a partnership, guys, between you, your hoof care professional, and your horse. Don't forget your horse. It's important to listen to your horse. So until next time, take care of yourself and your horse. And remember, here we go. Let's say it together. It's our little prayer. The Phoenix Way is about rising stronger together. I'll see you soon. Take care now. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.